morning guys. So if you did watch my last upload, you will know at the end of that I said I arrived in Minehead. So I'm obviously going to pack up my stuff now, put my stuff away, and I will show you where I slept last night. So it was actually pretty quiet, apart from early this morning, as you can probably hear now, birds, seagulls hovering around. So yeah, a bit of a like, didn't sleep right through, slept awake a bit, slept awake, but yeah, not overall not a bad spot actually. And also this morning it rained as well. It rained, but it seems to have stopped now. So yeah, so like I said, I'm going to get up, put my stuff away, show you where I am, and of course I'm going to start the day off in Spoons. I'm going to head down to Spoons, and because I think today I've probably got a lot of walking ahead of me. I've probably got a lot of walking ahead of me. So let's get this day started. So guys, this is where I chose to sleep last night, right along the seafront, the promenade under a shelter. So I could, like I said, because when I got into Minehead last night it was dark, I could have chose to walk along the coast and walk along there, but the thing is I didn't know what I'd be walking into, and I didn't know like at what point I'd be able to find somewhere more suitable to sleep along there. And I obviously, the more I walked, the darker and later it would have got, and honestly I wanted to start my day off here. I wanted to, so I'm gonna have a walk down there and show you the front, show you what I can see along here. And then, like I say, Spoons is literally 10 minutes up there. So I can start my fresh day nice and fresh from Minehead, refueled, ready to start the day. But if obviously, like I say, I'd made a start walking down the coast, I would have maybe have had to come all the way back. And as I say, I know once I start walking along the coast, I've got a lot of walking ahead of me. But I don't think this was actually a bad spot, really. Not a bad spot at all. And I like this. Look at this. This is cool. When I leave Minehead, I know I'll be strong and take on the future, face it headlong. That's how fitting is that? How fitting is that? In this wonderful town, I've had the best start, memories forever etched on my heart. I mean, how cool is that? That's actually pretty fitting. So yeah, so like I say, I'm going to pack this up and then I'm going to show you around Minehead. So I'm going to bid farewell to my home for the night, and let's take you for a walk along the front of Minehead. I've taken a picture. I've got a picture next to that. I think, if I'm not mistaken, that is over here somewhere. I'm not 100% sure. I can't remember if it's at that side of the prom or if it's at that side. So we'll see. We'll see when, because obviously, like I said, I'm walking down this way, so we'll see where that is. There's the train station over here. And then the last thing to show you along the seafront is, of course, another holiday Butlins Resort. So for any of you who don't know or don't live in the UK, there are 3 Butlins, one in Skegness, one in Bognor Regis and one here in Minehead. And of course Skegness was our local one that we went to every year. Been to Bognor one a few times and been here a few times. So yeah, this is the lovely Minehead, and what an absolute awesome shot of that famous hill there. Where the spoons, where the spoons? I don't even know if it's open yet, but let's go and have a look. All refueled and ready to take this day on, because as I say, I know I've got a lot of walking ahead of me, and I mean a lot, so God knows when the next time I'm going to come across another Wetherspoons. So yeah, this is how the Butlins camp looks today, and this is how it looked back then. a lot different than what it is now. And here we have it, guys, that famous statue that I was talking about. I did think it was at this end of the pier. So yeah, and guys, while I'm here, I want to talk about a film. I've mentioned it a little bit in one of my uploads before, and I want to mention the film The Salt Path. If you guys have not seen The Salt Path, go and give it a watch, and everything in that film kind of resonates with me. Yeah, everything in that film, The Salt Path, resonates entirely with me. You know, why they do it, and the only thing I don't like about that film is the ending. I mean, there is one part of the ending that I like. The couple gets approached by someone, and that person turns around to him and says, "It looks like you guys have had a touch of the freedom," and I kind of thought that was probably the best line out of the entire film. But apart from that, in the film The Salt Path, they start filming here at this location. They start here in Minehead at this location, and this is in the film. And then along the way, the journey along the way, it shows the places that they call through. However, it doesn't show the final, like arriving at the final scene. Like they venture from Minehead to Land's End, but it doesn't show them arriving at Land's End, which I think is a little bit disappointing. But at that aside, I genuinely really like the film. So yeah, go, if you haven't seen The Salt Path, go and watch it, and you will spot this in that film. Probably this and many other things that I'm about to show on this adventure. So here we are, guys. I'm classing this bit as the first official start of my journey onwards and upwards down the coastal path, and let's see if we can make it to Land's End. See, guys, a couple of wild campers, and I'm wondering how many people now who do this walk and wild camp along here are inspired by the film The Salt Path. And actually, funny enough as well, this lady walking up the hill here, I've just had a quick chat with her. She's walking down to Land's End also. She's making her way down there. So I'm sort of wondering, like I say, how many people are inspired by that film to do this walk. But yeah, it just shows that if I had walked up here last night, I could have stayed on here. However, I wouldn't have walked back on myself into Minehead to go to Wetherspoons. And obviously literally by staying down there, started fresh this morning and nipped to Wetherspoons to set me up for the day. So yeah, I'm happy with my decision, definitely happy with my decision. But it's gonna be fun, like I said, this lady coming up behind me, how, you know, who will we see each other along the way, who's going to get there first, you know. Neither of us, she said, like me, she's just going to take each day as it comes, see how far she gets. It's her first time doing it, so yeah, very, very interesting. And yeah, so guys, like I say, if you've not watched the Salt Path, go and give it a watch. Well, the first of many big hills to come. This is a literal killer. She's already took over me. And there was a few people down below who got to the bottom and they turned around and went the other way. But yeah, when you're carrying loads of stuff, hills like this, where's the chairlift when you need one? Where is a chairlift when you need one? But yeah, this is an absolute killer. But we have to do it. This is, like I said, probably the first of many to come. So after conquering that mammoth of a hill, absolutely took it out of me, and I need fuel. Second key point along the way. Let's do this. So one last look out across to Wales, across the ocean, all the way over to Wales. Can't see it as well on camera because it is misted over, but yeah, I'm just having one last look across the ocean over to Wales before I head around the coast, and this will no longer be in view. But absolutely, what another incredible view from up here it is. It really, honestly, I love views like this. I could literally stay here all day just looking at this, but I've got places to be. Oh, guys, I'll tell you something. I've only been walking nearly a couple of hours. I'm telling you now, I climbed up this hill. If you thought that last hill that I showed you was bad, I climbed up another one. And I swear to God, that has literally, it felt like an hour. It literally felt like an hour walking up this hill. It absolutely proper took it out of me. But look at this now. Look at this. Oh my God. This is so daunting. I swear to God. It really is daunting. So guys, right down there, if you can see, there's a group of people with some dogs, right? And when I got to the top of that hill that I didn't show you, there was a bench, and I were pretty much keeled over out on this bench, absolutely exhausted from clambering up this hill. And then they came up a different route to me, and I just basically told them, oh, I come up that way. And they said, no, you didn't. And I said, yeah, that was a bloody killer. So I'm kind of like holding back a little bit now and letting these guys walk. And I'm sort of following these. I'm following these now because they seem to know which way to go. I know which way to go. But the problem is, again, following the signposts, the signposts always seem to lead in two directions. It guides you off two separate ways. So you've got two choices to make. And I'm guessing in the end, the paths always lead the same way. But, you know, if you can sort of keep an eye on, you know, people who seem to know, who seem to be in the know. So if I hold back and follow these, at least then I know I'm going the right way. And it's always nice to see other people, because when you see other people, you kind of get the idea that you're heading the right direction. It's when you end up walking into the middle of nowhere and you don't see anybody, and that's when it kind of gets a bit freaky, because you kind of think, where is everybody? Why is nobody doing this walk? So, but look at this. Look, see, I'm following these, and look, Porlock. It's just so intimidating, it really is, but it's challenging. It's challenging, but worth it in the end. Oh, guys, we're still going. We're still going strong. So it's kind of like they rest, I catch up with them. They rest, I rest, they catch up with me. So we're sort of like playing tit for tat at the minute, and then I've met some other people along the way, and then they've floored it off, and you know what I mean? They're sort of like, you know, it's kind of, it's hard to explain. It's very, very, very tedious, very challenging, very tedious, but it is worth it in the end. It is worth it, but like, it just comes in stages. You get a puff of energy, and then it's just walks like this, up and down, round and round, very rocky. And after a while, like I say, it just becomes so tedious to the point where you're like, I can't do any more walking, but you just have to. Otherwise you're just sat here doing no. And like with me, I'm carrying all this, which makes it all a lot harder, whereas other people, they're only sort of like walking a small section and they've only got a small backpack. If I weren't carrying all of this, I'd floor this. I'd absolutely floor this, but this is stuff I need, you know what I mean? It's not like I can do this and not bring this stuff with me, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's nice to meet people along the way though, because it does keep you motivated. Whereas if I were doing this all by myself for days on end, like, you know, it does happen where I can be doing walks like this and I don't see anybody for days. And that's a whole new challenge in itself. So when you do meet nice people along the way, it does spur you on a bit. So guys, I made it off that walk, made it all the way down. I had to walk all the way down that hill and all the way along there. And I made it into a place called, I'll insert this picture because I forgot the name already. My brain's near enough that tired. I can't think of anything right now. So I nipped through this place here, picked up a couple of drinks, and then carried on making my way along here out of that place. And then I've found myself along here. This is called the marshes. And obviously over here is the seafront. So I'm exhausted. I'm absolutely exhausted after that walk. That was tedious. That was tedious and that was challenging. And the thing is, I think I've probably got about 2 more days of it. What I've showed you in these clips just gone, I think I've got about 2 more days by the looks of it until I get to the next main place along. So like I say, right now I'm going to set my tent up here. I'm going to set my tent up right here, chill here for the night because I am absolutely shattered, and then of course make my way along the seafront and see how far I can get tomorrow, because like I said, I can't do any more walking now. My feet are about to explode. So right now I'm just chilling here. I'm not setting my tent up just yet because it is a bit too early. So right now I am just chilling, just relaxing, just resting up. And then yeah, so I'm going to end it there. I am going to end it there. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed the walk around Minehead. It has been an enjoyable walk. I have actually enjoyed myself. I really have. It's just exhausting. Absolutely tiring and exhausting. And it's been on and off with rain as well. This weather literally can't make its mind up. It hasn't rained too heavy. It's actually been quite refreshing. You know what I mean? Like, so but it has been drizzly. So yeah, so I'm going to end it there. Come back tomorrow, to find out where I end up next. But I'm guessing what I've showed you today, it's more of that. So how much more filming I'm going to do along the way, I really don't know. But join back tomorrow and find out. Bye.